What's up, gorgeous people? This is Amber's DIY and other stuff. I'm Amber, and in this video, I'm going to be making some summer wreaths. I know it is so late in the game, you guys, but that's just seems to be the way that I do things. But I will have some really fun Christmas DIYs coming up for Christmas in July, and I also have some fun fall DIYs coming up as well, so look forward to those. But today's video, we're going to go ahead and do some summer wreaths. Without further ado, let's jump into this thing. Okay guys, for this first DIY, I got this wreath rail kit from a store called Hot Mesh Mom. And I did find the store on my shop app, but she does also have a YouTube channel where she shows you how to work with these kits and probably has a video that will show you how to work with this particular kit. Now I'm just going to wing it here. I'm not going to watch her video. Let's just see how this thing goes. Okay, so we're going to start with this round wreath rail and then the sign. So I want to glue the sign onto the wreath rail. Again, I don't know if this is how she does it, but this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take my E6000 glue and some hot glue, and I'm going to just plop that glue down on there all the way around the wreath rail. I had trouble getting this E6000 out. I think it was like an older bottle, and it just didn't want to come out, but I eventually got it to work. So I'm going to go ahead and squirt the E6000 all around the inner part, and then I'm going to go back over with hot glue around the outer part just to get that instant hold and then the permanent hold with the E6000 glue. That's the only reason why you would do it this way. After I get all that glue on there, I'm plopping the sign down. I'll be honest, it was a little crooked, but we're going to roll with it because it's on there now, and I'm so not taking it off to try to fix it. Okay, so then I have this little bag of goodies that she put in the kit, so I'm going to open this with you guys and see what we have inside here. So I'm pouring everything out onto the counter, and it looks like we have some sign holders. I really don't use these things, so I'm just going to set those aside. Then I have some ribbon, some pipe cleaners, and this is like a, I don't know, like a burlap kind of a ribbon. And then I have some more ribbon, and then this is mesh tubing, and then more ribbon. I also got this Deco mesh in the kit as well, so we'll start with the Deco mesh and the pipe cleaners. First thing I'm going to do is take my pipe cleaners, and I'm just going to secure them onto these little parts of this wreath rail here, just twisting them in place. Nothing special here, nothing hard, okay? Once I've added the pipe cleaners to all of those little, I don't know, separator parts on the wreath rail, we're going to go ahead and open up this Deco mesh and see how long it is because I have no idea. So I'm unrolling it, and then I did measure it out, and it's 20 inches for each one, and I honestly can't remember how much of each one she sent me, but it's a mixture of yellow and black. Well, 20 inches was a little longer than I wanted it to be, so I just went ahead and cut it in half. So now I'm going to use this black and yellow one that she sent in the kit, and I'm also going to use this white and black one, like two different patterns that I already had. So I'm just going to go ahead and gather it up just like this, and then I'm just going to plop it into one of the pipe cleaners here. So we're going to first start with the black and yellow that she sent to me, and we're going to work my way around the entire wreath rail with just the black and the yellow. Then I'm going to work in that black and white patterned one. I think I got that from the White Bayou. We're going to work that one in between the black and the yellow. Yes, that's the way that I'm going to do this. Now I knew I was going to add more than what she sent for me because I'm just over the top kind of a person, but I'm sure you can make this work with just the things that she sent in the kit. Now I'm going to go ahead and put two pipe cleaners together because that mesh that I have is a little thicker than the mesh that she sent in the kit. So I'm just going to go ahead and secure some pipe cleaners in between the pipe cleaners that I put on the little separator parts of the wreath rail because I'm adding in some additional Deco mesh that was not part of the kit. So after I secure the pipe cleaner nice and good in place, I'm just going to add some of that black and white Deco mesh into where that little pipe cleaner is that I just put there. That's going to fill in all of the gaps that I'm going to have because of the way I decided to do this. Again, I'm sure that if you watched her video, you can totally make this work and make it beautiful with just the supplies that she sent you in the kit, but I'm just doing my own thing here. I have no idea how she actually made this in her video. Okay, so now that I have all of that on there, we're going to move on to these lemons. So I want to add these lemons or styrofoam lemons that I got from Amazon into the wreath rail here. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use a pipe cleaner. I'm just going to fold it in half here, and then I'm going to add a little dot of hot glue onto the lemon, and then I'm going to put the pipe cleaner on top of the lemon, and then I have these greening pins is what these are called. I'm going to go ahead and stick the greening pin over top of where I added the pipe cleaner. I'm going to secure that into place with something. Just grab something so you don't burn yourself with hot glue. That's the only reason why I'm using these little pliers. Push it all the way in there. After it's pushed all the way in, add some hot glue over top just to make sure that's nice and secure, and then let that dry. Now, I'm going to move on to adding the ribbon. Now, I cut the ribbon super small because I wanted to make sure that you were able to see the sign. Again, the lengths that she had the ribbon cut in, I'm sure would work perfectly fine, but I'm doing my own thing here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I accordion folded the ribbon down, and then I'm just going to fluff it out and put it all around the wreath rail on the pipe cleaners. I'm just going to rotate the two different kinds of ribbon that she put in there. So I have these two ribbons that were in there, super cute, and they go so well, guys. This is gorgeous. And then I also have this ribbon as well, and I cut it to about the same size. And again, just fold it in half, make sure I find my middle part, just accordion fold, and then just plop it down inside to the pipe cleaners here. And again, I just cut it so super small because I wanted to make sure that you could see all of the details on this gorgeous sign. So now we're going to take this mesh tubing and let's see what sizes that these are cut in. Yeah, they're way too long for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut them down into half. Half is fine. I think that's going to be about the right size that I'm going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those in half, and then we're going to add those into the wreath row here. And you're going to see me struggle for a second. I was trying to figure out how I wanted it to look. I'm like, okay, so I wanted to do like this little curly Q thing. So I'm trying to make this work, and then it just hit me. I'm like, I'm making this way harder than it needs to be. I'm never going to get it even this way. So what I ended up doing is finally figuring out what I was doing wrong. Just unfolded the whole entire thing, just made a circle with it, and then just pinch it down. That's how you get it, guys. Don't do what I did, trying to make the sides even. That was just a nightmare. Just make a circle with it, pinch it down on each side, and then just add it into the wreath rail here. Okay, now that we have the mesh tubing in, I'm going to go ahead and work this baby's breath onto the end of the lemon. So I'm just going to flip a little piece of wire that I have left over on this baby's breath into like a curly Q, and then I'm going to put the pipe cleaner through the little curly Q that I just made. And this is just a way to easily secure this baby's breath into place. Now, if I would have realized I was going to use this, I could have put it in with a greening pin, but I didn't. So I'm doing this after the fact, okay? Now I'm just going to go ahead and work those lemons in wherever I feel like they look good around the wreath, and I'm doing those in between where I put the mesh tubing. I thought that would look really good. So we have like the lemons, then mesh tubing, lemons, mesh tubing. I'm just going to do that same pattern all the way around the wreath here. I'm securing the lemon in place by pushing those pipe cleaners through to the back of the wreath rail and then just twist tying them in place. Now I don't secure everything super tight until I'm sure it's the way that I want it to look. And I do not cut off any excess or anything like that until I'm absolutely certain that I'm happy with the way that this is working. So it's always good to make sure that everything's absolutely where you want it to be before you cut off your excess. Now that I'm sure that it is, I'm cutting off all the excess pipe cleaner that I don't need. So we're just going to take my little wire cutters here. Well, these aren't even the wire cutters that I wanted to use. They're just the ones that I could find at the time, and I was struggling with them. Look how big these are, and they couldn't cut these pipe cleaners. I mean, what the heck is going on here? At any rate, I cut off all my excess. Then I have these cute little bees that I got from Amazon. So I thought that would be cute to add to the center where you can still see some of that black pipe cleaner where I added the mesh tubing. So I'm going to add all those little bees to the centers. Once I do that, guys, this DIY is done, and oh my gosh, I love it. Look at how gorgeous this is on my door, you guys. This pops so good. I mean, this pops really good from the street. It pops really good from my driveway. I just love how this turned out. Her signs are gorgeous, gorgeous. Again, this was Hot Mesh Mom, and I found this on my shop app, this store on my shop app. Oh, this is just gorgeous, guys. Okay, so for this next DIY, I'm going to use these three signs that I believe I got from the White Bayou. So I have this welcome lemon sign, I have the ladybug sign, and then I have the welcome to our hive, which is a bee sign. We're going to use all three of these signs to make some summer wreaths. Let's jump into it. Okay, so we're going to start with this square wreath form that I got from the Dollar Tree and these gold pipe cleaners. So I'm just going to go ahead and add all of the pipe cleaners all around the square wreath form in the parts where they have it separated, and also in each of the four corners. So that's a total of 12 pipe cleaners. Then I'm going to add this yellow Deco mesh. And again, I believe I got this from the White Bayou. Man, this stuff was sticky. I was struggling with it a little bit. It really wanted to stick together. But I'm just going to go ahead and plop that down into the wreath form here. And then I'm just going to do some poofs all the way around. Now listen, guys, I don't know how big my poofs are, so don't ask me that question because I have no idea. I just do whatever I think looks good, so I don't actually measure my poofs here. I'm going to go ahead and go around once with the poofs, and then I'm going to go ahead and go around a second time. So I do a total of 2 rounds of poofs with this roll of Deco mesh. After I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and add this striped, it's black, white, and yellow striped Deco mesh into the wreath form as well. So I'm just trying to figure out how to show you guys how to do this, and then I just decide to scrunch scrunch it up. Just scrunch it up however you think it looks good, just like that, and then just plop it into the wreath form. I'm just going to go ahead and plop it into one of the pipe cleaners that I have in there, and I'm going to add a piece of these into each pipe cleaner all the way around the wreath, okay? Fluffing it out, of course, as I go. Now that I have all of that added, we're ready to add the sign. So this sign has a hook thing for you to actually hang it up if you wanted to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip a pipe cleaner into the part where it has the hangy thingamabobber if you wanted to hang it up on your wall. And then to the bottom of it, I'm going to add a hole. I'm not going to lie, I was struggling where to add the hole, and then finally I was like, Amber, just put it in there. Just freaking add the hole, right? So I just add a hole into the bottom of the sign, and then I'm going to slip a pipe cleaner into the bottom, and this is what I'm going to use to secure the sign to the wreath form. Now, I don't show you how I secured it on there, but all I did, guys, was just push the pipe cleaner through to the back part of the wreath, and then just twisted it into place, making sure the sign was secure. Now that I have that done, I have this ribbon here that I cut in 14-inch strips, so I'm just going to fold it in half just to find the center part of the ribbon. And then I'm going to do something a little different here. I decided to just accordion fold it right like this, okay? And then I'm going to add a zip tie right where I accordion folded and make sure that's nice and tight. And then I'm going to cut off my excess. And as always, guys, I don't know why, but I always forget my wire cutters. I know I need them, but I always forget them. So I had to pause, go get the wire cutters, cut off my excess. Then I'm just going to fluff this out. And then I'm going to make like a little loop in the center of it. I don't know. I just thought this looked really good like this, guys. So I was just trying something different that, other wreath makers might not do. So now to add this into the wreath form here, I'm just going to slip the pipe cleaner through the little poof that I just did right there. And then I'm just going to put it through to the other side, secure the pipe cleaner into place, twisting it, and then just shove what's left over underneath, and then just put it down and fluff it out. That's how I'm going to add all of my ribbons all the way around the wreath here. Then I have this bow that I made, again, just zip tied it into place and then added the pipe cleaners to attach it to the wreath form. So I'm just going to push those pipe cleaners through to the back and then just twist them into place. After I've done that, I'm like, I need something else. So I'm going to go ahead and add some floral. So I have this summer floral garland that I used, and I just cut off the pieces and then just worked these flowers, and I'm also going to work in some lemons. I made those the same way you saw me make the lemons for the other wreath in between the florals. I think that's going to add the finishing touches that I need for this wreath. So I wanted to show you to attach my flowers. I know a lot of wreath makers just glue. I just feel like that's going to come off over time, so I don't like to do it that way. So I put my flowers through to the other side of the wreath form. Then I'm going to take the zip tie and I'm going to zip tie them in place, guys. This makes sure that over time they're not going to come off. If you're just gluing them in with hot glue, it's possible that they're going to come off over time, and I just don't want to risk that. So I go the extra mile and make sure that I secure them into place with zip ties. So I'm going to do this all the way around the wreath form here, just adding, and I'm going to give it a little tug here to show you guys how nice and secure that is. That way you don't have to worry about those flowers coming out, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and add the lemon in right beside where you see the little flower here. And I'm just going to do that all the way around the wreath, rotating the florals and the lemons. Once I get everything into place, guys, this wreath is done and it's beautiful. Look at it. Yay! I love the way this one turned out. Now, this is a busy wreath. If you like busy wreaths, this one's 100% for you. I do plan to list this one in my Etsy shop here in the next few days. So this one will be available in my Etsy shop. And I also made a ladybug one with the exact same method that I used to make this one. So I'm not going to show it to you again. But here's the ladybug one. How gorgeous is this one? I love this one too. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put this one in my Etsy store as well. So this one will be available in my Etsy store. And then I also made the beehive one with the exact same method, guys. Here it is. Oh, that one turned out so cute too. I love all three of these wreaths, guys. Well, I hope you guys got some inspiration from this video. I will have some fall and Christmas coming up very, very soon. So look forward to that. So until then,